Do you ever feel that your relationship with your father is holding you back? Unresolved father issues can cast a long shadow, impacting our relationships, our self worth, overall well being, and interestingly, even our finances and career. What if I told you today that healing that wound is possible? What I'm going to share with you in this video today is powerful insights that have helped me. Yeah, I too had father wounds, have helped me and countless others transform relationships with their fathers. We can't change the past, we can't rewrite history. What we can do is rewrite the future that we desire. What we're going to do in this video is get tools to help us shape our future, ensure our present is what we want, thereby helping us break free from old patterns and creating and manifesting the life that we desire. My name is Hitesh Bhatia. I'm a past life regression therapist and a co-founder at Joining Hands. I've helped millions of people in our community and via these videos resolve father issues. I've helped them change so much about their life. I too had father issues. I hated my father. Yeah, he's no more, but I hated him. I hated him for the longest time. I think most men haven't really got along with their father because they either never accepted their father or the father never accepted them for who they are. I remember this one incident when I told my mother, after a huge argument with my father, I told my mother, if my father dies, I won't even cry. And she told me, no, don't say that, he's your father. I said, no, he's not my father. He's never loved me like a father. He has no right to call himself my father. Guess what? When he died, I cried the most. What happened? What shifted for me? I'm going to share with you those insights that have helped me, and then I tried and used them for many, many, many others. But before that, let's understand what is a father. What I'll give you today are tricks to understand the father, experience the love that you should have got from him, and heal that relationship. But why is the father so important? The father is our connection with the sky. The mother earth, we say, right? The mother grounds us, and father sky helps us grow. If I was a tree, right? If I was a tree, my connection with my mother is my roots because they hold me strong. But if I don't get nourishment, if I don't get sunlight, I cannot grow. So why does the father become so important? Our father is our energetic connection. The word father comes from the Roman Catholic word priest. Because the priest was considered in the olden days to help the family, to help and give direction to everyone in the family. The word padre, papa, all of these, daddy, all come from the word where we help people grow and become the best versions of themselves. In family constellations, we say that the father is the most unacknowledged person in the family. We also say that we often see the father from the eyes of the mother. Who really is a father? A father, in our context that we're talking about today, is the person who has sowed the seed for your life. In the act of the intercourse or the act of life being created, the man sows the seed, or he gives one sperm cell to the mother. The mother then nurtures it and gives it life. So invariably we spend more time with the mother, and we are mostly closer to the mother because we've got 9 months more, we've got the nurturing, we've got the love, we've got everything that we wanted in those 9 months. But we tend to forget that it only happened because that seed, that one seed, was sown by the father. Which is why in constellations we say the father is the most unacknowledged. Why? Because we never value that the seed is what has given us life. If the seed was not there, life wouldn't really bloom or grow. At the same time, the father is always absent. Why? He's out of the house. He's earning, he's traveling, he's providing security, safety, nourishment, everything for the family. Why does the father wound become so important? There are many types of fathers. Probably if you would like to understand the types of fathers, put your comments in the video and I'll do a separate series specifically on different types of father. What are the different types? We talk about the absent father, where a child has lost the father. We talk about the divorced father, where the father has left and is no longer there. We also talk about the emotionally absent father, where the father is actually there, but he's not emotionally available. Then we have the physically absent father, the father who never loves, who never touches, or who never gives the child a hug or a kiss or the sense of security the child needs. Like this, there is probably 9, 10 different types of fathers, and I can talk more about them. But today, let's focus on the father. What really is the father wound? The father wound is when most of these elements that I spoke about, the types of father, are missing in our life. The father wound is when I have been hurt by my father. What has happened is my father has physically been very abusive, emotionally been very abusive, or maybe my father just never understood me. He wanted me to follow his footsteps, or surprisingly at times, not follow his footsteps. My father did a business and he said, no, I don't want my son to do a business because in business it's very difficult. It's to work too hard. I don't want him to do that. So he became and started conditioning me to do everything he did not want to do himself. What happens in this journey? The father becomes disconnected with you. He becomes disconnected. You also need to remember what happens in scenarios like this. There is trauma. What are these traumatic moments? My father, and I'm talking about myself, my father had amazing memories with me as a child. I mean, he was always there. We went for movies, we played games, and he was always there. But he was not the physically active kind. So I never really played football, cricket, or any other sports, but we played games indoors. As I grew up to be a teenager, I wanted physical activity, but I never got that from my father. And then, of course, my father fell ill, so he was never really there for me to talk to. So I started getting disconnected. This disconnect started creating a trauma in me. Most of the time when I work with clients, we see broken trust. What really is broken trust? Is when I have lost trust in my father. I have lost faith in my father. I am disconnected with my father. What are the energetic aspects of a father? A father is the provider. Remember, he has provided the sperm. He has provided that seed to grow. That seed has given life. The father is also the first masculine form in your life. All of this, the provider, the masculine, he also is the nurturer. He is the one who brings safety, security, also career. A lot of our career views come from the father. These wounds manifest in our lives in what ways? These wounds manifest in our life in what ways? These wounds disconnect us from our partner. So if you don't feel a connection to your partner, could be male or female, it normally links you back to your father. If you don't feel successful in your career, ask yourself today, do I feel my father was successful in what he did? If you feel no, then you really need to go see a therapist and work on the father. Do you feel guilty of being more successful than your father? A lot of us carry this guilt. So how do we heal all of this? The first things we need to understand and define who our father is for us. So what you could do today is, after you're done watching this video, take a book or take a journal and start writing down. Write what? Start describing characteristics of your father. Start describing these aspects that say, my father was weak, or my father was very strong-headed, my father was aggressive, write these characteristics. And then see how many of these characteristics do you embody in your life. Do you feel that, oh, I am also like that? Then you start understanding that you are doing nothing but acting like your father. The second thing to do after you understand those things is to write a letter to your father. How do you write a letter to your father? You write a letter to your father by telling him, dear father, I love you and I hate you. I love you for giving me the gift of life. The life has come to me, Father. and I hate you for what you've done to me. And let that letter just flow. Keep it on for many, 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 many days. When I do workshops, I have people writing letters for as long as 3 months because there is so much to share. And the third thing, which is one of the most beautiful things that you can do today, however bad your father has been, maybe even physically absent, maybe he passed away when you were young, maybe he divorced your mother and you've never seen him, is get a photo of your father. If you don't have a photo of your father, just write Papa over here, write Father over here, and take this photo every day, at least once a day. If you can do it in the morning and night, great. But if not, take it once a day and look at this photo and touch it and say, thank you for giving me the gift of life. Remember, your father has given you the gift of life. Thank you for giving me the gift of life. And I hate you for all that you did to me. Today, I accept you as my father, and I understand whatever you did is because you are who you are. Dear Father, I love you. Doing this is one of the most powerful things that you can do to accept your father, because no one really taught him to be your father. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you feel there is more work needed on your father, put it in the comments. We'll make more videos. Visit a therapist. You can visit us at Joining Hands, where you can deal with the issues and live a more beautiful life. Thank you so much for watching, and I wish you and your father, wherever he is in this world or another world, that you have a beautiful and great relationship with him. Thank you.